Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, ESO, and today we're going to be going over the rest of the Creation Club content because we've already gone over Dawnfang and Duskfang. But I just wanted to start off by talking about the Elder Scrolls 25th Anniversary Bundle for £25 or dollars, depending where you live. Okay, so is this worth it? Is it not worth it? Let's have a look. We get Stendarr's Hammer, the Staff of Sheogorath, Ruin's Edge, the Divine Crusader, Chrysamere, the Lord's Mail, Shadowren, Nyx's Hound, Rare Curos, Staff of Hestoki, Sunder and Wraithguard, and Bonewall for a total value of 3,500 credits, a saving of 1,000 whole credits. Now, if you guys want a review of all of this content, check out the link down below in the description for my playlist. But in my opinion, it's probably better to buy these things individually because you're not going to like every single thing. For example, the Nyx's Hound wasn't really something I thought was any good at all. Neither was the Lord Warden's Mail, which you can see just here. Looks literally terrible. It's the worst piece of armor I've ever seen. It literally looks like it wants you to kill it. It looks disgustingly bad. So minus that stuff, and you're not really getting a lot of value here. So personally, I wouldn't buy this. I would just buy things separately. It's probably not really worth it. Carrying on, we have the Netch Leather Armor, the Enhanced Crossbow Pack, and the Alternative Armors, which are actually from the Elder Scrolls Blades, which is interesting because this means that we may now be seeing armors from the Elder Scrolls Blades appearing in Skyrim, which is really cool because some of the armor sets are bloody cool. And $1 for an alternative armor set, that's a pretty agreeable price. So let's buy this and take a look at it in game. So in order to get this, we need to come to the island of Solthai. From Raven Rock, we need to go to the Skal village, which is just over here. So here we are at the Skal village, and now if we head to the south, we should find a camp just down the way here. And on this barrel, Skjol's journal. Tyra tells Skjol to wait, so he wait. But then he meet an ice man from village, who show him magic ice. He call it Stalhrim. Skjol like Stalhrim. He like the way it look. He like way it sound. He is silent, just like Skjol, because Skjol have no tongue. But Skjol axe is loud. It make good crunch noise on ice. But Stalhrim make different noise. Most ice go ree, but magic ice go Skjol should be barred. Nice man say there is island north of Kasakar. He say there is an island all the way in the north with much magic ice. The kind Skjol can wear. Skjol think man very nice. He's sorry he had to crush him. Why did he kill him? Savage. Here he is. Here's the Skal villager with a full set of Skal armor. So now we have to go to the island that was spoken about. Oh, this is near the famous Nirnroot Island. Okay. There. Oh, look, here we have the full Stalhrim armor set. Now, the heavy armor version of Stalhrim armor, you actually have to do a really long quest for, which I've already made a guide on and linked it down below. But this is the light armor version. But you can already get a heavy and light armor version in the game anyway, so it's kind of interesting that they chose to make another light armor version. So I assume Skjol is that man in the distance there. Let's run over there with my new found weapon Duskfang and see if we can have a chat with him before we end his miserable life. I mean, he doesn't talk, so I guess that's going to be difficult. Why do I have to kill him? He's got a Stalhrim axe. I've triggered him. Get wrecked, Sonny Jim. I don't think so, mate. Haha! What are you going to do now, Skjol? The tongueless? Huh? He's going to stare at me intently. Alright, I'll leave you down there, mate. So this here is the Stalhrim fur armor, fur helmet, and fur boots. Now, I can only assume that on survival mode, this in fact has a... Hello there. It has a warmth value on survival mode. Skjol, I'm going to have to put you out of your misery, sir. There we go. He's dead now. He's gone to sleep. He has a Stalhrim Battle Axe of Freezing. Target takes 20 points of frost damage to health and stamina. So here we have the Stalhrim Fur Armor. This looks pretty awesome, actually. And the helmet looks kind of cool as well. So the Fur Armor has 52 armor, 21 for the boots, 21 for the gauntlets, and 26 for the helmets. So it's still not as good as, say, for example, Ancient Falmer Armor, which has 69 armor. So it's not the best set in the game, but it looks pretty awesome. And that extra warmth value this set's going to give you over other armor sets is pretty damn good. I do like the look of it. It looks pretty sick. And the Dwarven Mail. Now, in order to obtain the Dwemer Light Armor and Heavy Armor variants, we need to come here on the map to Iverstead. And just to the south, you're going to find a camp where you'll meet a gladiator wearing the armor. Now, I don't think he stands much of a chance because I've literally just killed a dragon. So, you know, I'm pretty pumped up. Let's go, Lydia. So just up this hill, we will find a poor soul. A woodcutter, in fact. Let's move. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm not so sure what's going on here. So there's a woodcutter on top of an arena fan. And there's an arena fan note. As a fan of the Imperial Arena and a student of history, I was very intrigued when I discovered Volume 8 of a short story collection, The Crimson Dirks, at a local library in Chaden Hall. While the librarian considered it a work of fiction, I combed over the information in the story and much to my delight found much of it to be true. For instance, there was indeed an orc who fought in Dwarven Mail after the Great War, who rose to the rank of bloodletter before mysteriously disappearing. The same is true for the blacksmith, who abandoned her shop in Cyrodiil under equally unknown circumstances. It sounds like they just ran off in love together. While I have nothing on the Redguard, the name itself may be an alias, but the last sentence is most intriguing, as it implies our orc bloodletter went north to Skyrim and began fighting in the underground pits. In fact, I've heard there is an orc living in Balft ruins who matches that description right now. I've requested the orc meet me in private so I can ask him if he is indeed the one in the story. I'm so excited! I know the book paints him as a bit unruly towards fans, but the authors tend to exaggerate certain features. Besides, even if it were true, I'd be willing to bet time he has softened his stance. He'll be more than pleased to meet a true fan of the arena. I can't wait. Oh boy, it seems that he was beheaded here. And there's also a book, version 8 of the Crimson Dirks, which is actually what this is clearly based on. So very interesting if you want to read that. But now it looks like we need to find the orcs in Dwemer ruins just south here. Look at that open mouth scream. So here is Orgrok the Gladiator. He's a bit of a badass. But unfortunately for him, my blade is way too powerful and enchanted. He got killed by a spider. He got killed by a spider. Orgrok the Barbarian killed by a spider. The bloodletter of the arena. Clearly no match for a frostbite spider. So here he is in his full glory. He has a dwarven shield, an orcish greatsword of burning, 252 gold, and the dwarven mail light armor, which looks pretty cool. Put that on in a second. Dwarven mail helmet, slightly different to the heavy armor version. Shoes look very similar, and the gauntlets as well. Honestly, completed, fan favorite. So we've done the quest. Now let's look at the armor here. So this is the armor set, the Dwarven light armor. I mean, if you really like Dwarven armor, then I guess this is quite nice. I like the shoulder pad. Obviously, it's based on the armor set from the Elder Scrolls Blades. But to be honest with you, like, it doesn't look that amazing. I mean, maybe you guys really like it. It is actually, though, only worth $1. To be honest, it's the most value armor set that's been released on the Creation Club, including the Stalhrim armor. Both the most, you know, cheap armor sets, including fun quests to get them that, yes, are short. I still felt like there was a lot of value for money here. So, I mean, to be honest, I've got no complaints. If you like it, I guess it's up to your personal taste. So next, guys, we're going to be looking at the Netch Leather Armor. This actually includes 3 different armor sets in it, and it also has a variation on one of those armor sets as well, and a whole quest. So let's get started. We need to go and investigate the camp, which is northeast from Raven Rock on the coastal area just here on the map, which will lead you to this camp. And of course, once again, whoever was here has clearly been killed by a hawker. Let's avenge him. Once you've dealt with the local wildlife, you'll find a camp with a poor dark elf and a peddler's journal, which might describe what actually happened here. I first met them little blue fetchers about a year ago. On one of the islands to the north, I offered them a few things in trade, hoping I'd give them enough to reason not to jab spears through my skull. I showed them my best goods, a sapphire, a silver candlestick, and a rug made of fine tundra cotton. But they didn't want none of that. They were way more interested in my belt. So I gave it to their leader, praying it would make him reconsider boiling me alive. But it turns out, it wasn't just me he was fixing to boil, but my belt. Now, I've heard of soldiers on the brink of starvation eating leather strips to survive, so it ain't like you can't put a belt in that pot, should it come to that. But then, little scribs were chewing that stuff like it was cooked up by a gourmet. In fact, their leader wanted me to throw my boots into the pot, seeing as they were leather too. I tried to tell the little monster that my whole armour was made of netch leather, in the same as hide from the old Nord cow. Something got lost in translation though, because they thought it was a holy relic and started painting their little marks on it. As they were taking the armour back to their huts, I tried to explain that it wasn't special, even showed him some sketches of netch leather carving, but their leader thought it was a cookbook and took that too. On top of that, he wants me to sell him raw netch leather so the whole clan can bloody eat it. So now, to keep these stupid ashblighters from killing themselves, I'm bringing them leather from the mainland and dyeing it purple with mountain flower and a bit of charcoal. Of course, I could just let them eat the stuff and leave them to the hawkers, but some of the junk they've got is valuable, and best of all, they don't know it. Now, if I could just get the hawkers on the island to shut up, I'd have a little spot to set up my business. I guess he got killed by the hawkers in the end then. But now we have a quest to meet with the Reichling tribe leader, which is on a neighbouring island out to the north here. So let's have a little swim over. But here is the village, and I guess we're going to find the Reichling leader here. I understand you're in need of leather. Maybe I can help you find some. Leather? Do you want it? I've given him some party sketch added, okay. Reichling hunting party sketch. Okay, here we go. So he's drawn a little picture of the Reichlings killing the jellyfish. Fantastic. Okay, now we know where we can help the Reichling hunting party kill the Netch. Okay, let's travel over to the Sunstone then and give them a hand. So here we are at the Sunstone, and I believe our Reichling friends are... Oh, they've already killed one of the Netches. These creatures are so depressingly sad to watch battle. They just don't belong on a battlefield. Look at them. They look ridiculous. The only thing they can do is charge you and headbutt you. Alright, let's go and put an end to this misery. Giant bull Netch. Go on, Lydia. Destroy that helpless creature. Hell yeah. Get wrecked. So let's retrieve some of the Netch leather. There's actually some very interesting things you can do with Netch jelly. I'll leave a link to my guide in the description. Wow, they're actually worshipping the the Netch jelly. Okay, let's fast travel back to the Reichling leader. There's no fast travel marker, so it looks like we're going to have to swim back there. I've brought you back your Netch leather. He likes that, and he's given me a key to the Reichling chest. Okay, so the chest is on the left of his cabin. Ah, and he's got the painted Netch leather helmet, 37 armor. Let's just grab all this stuff, and then we'll take a look in a moment. We've also got the crafting with Netch leather journal. So now we can tan a piece of Netch leather at a tanning rack, and I assume we can use this, and it teaches us how exactly to craft armor from it, because it's quite unique. Lydia, Jesus Christ, I thought you'd frozen to death there. My goodness. So here we have the painted Netch leather armor. As the journal told us, the Reichlings were worshipping this, and they drew loads of patterns on it and started praying to it, thinking that something magical was going to happen. But it actually looks pretty cool. You can see all the Netch drawings, like the jellyfish drawings, they've actually put on it. And I really like the aesthetic of it. And it's actually decent armor as well, though it's not as good as the Stalhrim armor in terms of appearance. Now we can just buy Netch Leather from the local blacksmith, so if you can't be bothered to kill any more Netch, just come here and grab some. And then we can create tanned Netch Leather at the tanning rack, which we need to craft this armor. So now guys, we can craft a bunch of new items, including Shadow Netch Leather Tower Shield. The Shadow Netch Leather Shield, which as you can see is slightly worse but has less weight. We can also make the Shadow Netch Leather Helmet, which is like a variation on the current helmet I'm wearing. The Shadow Netch Leather Braces, Shadow Netch Leather Boots, and the Shadowed Netch Leather Armor. And also the dark charcoal version of the helmet as well. And some boiled Netch Leather Armor, which actually makes it stronger. I guess he learned that from the Reiklings. Then you can also make the non-charcoal version if you prefer that. As you can see, it's right here. And also the helmet and the boiled Netch Leather Armor as well. Now, the current set we got from the chest that the Reikling leader gave us, the drawn-on set, is actually completely unique. So you can't craft that again. So make sure you don't lose it or you put it on a mannequin. And hopefully it won't bug out and disappear. I really hate the helmet, but the shield looks pretty cool, and so does the armor set. The boiled version is slightly more bulky than the traditional unboiled version, and I can show you the difference right now actually. So this is the non-boiled version. It has some kind of like sort of charms on it as well. I hate this version of the helmet. It looks so bad. I much prefer this helmet with the goggles on. That looks much better. And I also prefer the round kite shield as well. But the whole armor set looks really cool. There's like several different variations of it as well, which I really like and appreciate that they've gone to all that effort. Now, it's up to you if you want to wear this or not. It's really for flavor. The armor value is decent. Same with the Stalhrim and the Dwarven armor set. They're all decent. So it really depends what kind of character armor style you like. And personally, I always really appreciate when they add new armor sets like this into the game. Now, the Netch quest and armor set is decent, but it's definitely on the more expensive side. The Stalhrim and Dwarven set are only $1. The quest to get them are like, you know, easy, fun, integrated within the game, done really well. So, you know, it's up to you how much value you place on this stuff, really. Now, as for the expanded crossbow pack, it cost $7.50. I'm actually not going to be reviewing it at all. If you have a close look at these crossbows, you can see here, in my opinion, there's so many more free mods that actually look much better than this, and I just can't warrant spending $7.50 on it. I know from friends I've spoken to that the crossbows are powerful, and you know, if you can't get any alternative mods anywhere else, if you're on like PlayStation 4, maybe they're worth it to you, but otherwise, I really don't rate them that highly. I think there are much cooler versions of these that have already come out, and I just don't think they're worth it. So I'm not going to be buying or reviewing these. Let me know if you disagree with me in the comment section or if you think these look really good. But they basically just add a bunch of crossbows into the game that were missing. So you've got Glass, Stalhrim, Daedric, Dragonbone, Orcish Silver, Nordic, and so on. All those variations. Because currently in the standard game, you only had the Steel crossbow, I think the Iron crossbow, and the Dwemer enhanced crossbow as well. So you can imagine the Dragonbone Daedric crossbow. Really, really powerful, but they just don't look cool. They don't look cool at all. So I'm going to be skipping that one, I'm afraid. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was interesting for you. Please go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment on your favorite Creation Club mod so far, or if you've got a free alternative that you really like, leave that down below in the comment section as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe and press that bell icon. Then YouTube will actually send you a notification every time I release a Skyrim video, because I do lots of other free mods as well on the channel, which I usually like to cover, as well as 5 secrets you didn't know and those kinds of videos as well. And guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to press that bell icon. Then YouTube will notify you when I release Creation Club content review videos like this and other cool videos and free mods that I also like to cover. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.